All right, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I do want to give you a quick update. There is a new Trump reinstatement date. Now, I know, for most of you understand what's going on here, which is there is no such thing as Trump's reinstatement. And eventually it's just going to be, well, the way to reinstate Trump is to vote for him again in 2024 if he runs again in 2024. But absent the August 13th reinstatement, we're now only 6 days from the end of August. Clearly, Donald Trump is not going to be reinstated in August or at all, but certainly not in August. MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell, or Mike Pillow for shorthand, former guest on this program, is now saying, well, it's going to be by New Year's. That's the new one. Our friend Zachary Patrizio, writing for Salon. Pillow magnate turned election conspiracy theorist Mike Lindell has a new prediction. Donald Trump will be back in the Oval Office by New Year's Eve. For months, Lindell floated August as the deadline for Trump's reinstatement, landing on August 13th, as the day Biden's electoral victory would be thrown out. Though the 13th passed without any developments and his South Dakota cyber symposium fell flat, the infamous MyPillow CEO is still in Trump's good graces, earning a glowing endorsement from the previous commander-in-chief at a packed rally in Cullman, Alabama, Saturday night. Trump said Mike Lindell is a patriot, a wonderful, I think he actually said patriot, a wonderful man, a man who puts his guts into everything, a man they don't treat properly. He's smart. He loves his country so much, he's willing to die for this country. The new one from Mike Pillow is this year, meaning December 31st, presumably of 2021. Let's take a listen.
Either 2022 or 2024.
People want change now. We can't wait to 2024 for things to reverse. This country is going down a road right now.
By the way, this interviewer, I'm pretty sure it's a sycophant because it's right side broadcasting. But if this were a trolling interviewer, he would be saying the exact same thing. We can't wait till 2024. Can't it happen sooner?
Has to be reversed now.
Yeah, it has to happen now. It's Trump 2021. 100% Trump 2021. And it's this election, when it does get pulled down, there were so many other down tickets affected. Maybe the Supreme Court and that, they just do a whole new election, which is fine. But remember, everybody, we have to melt down the machines and make prison bars out of them. That's a fact.
Aren't the machines plastic anyway? How do you make a prison bar out of it?
To the Alabama Secretary of State, and he said, well, it didn't happen.
Okay, so there is Mike Lindell. This is very much like the Rapture people. And it's interesting that Mike Lindell is a self-professed religious guy. And he talks a lot about how God is part of what got him out of drug addiction and so on and so forth. To the extent that that's true, that's great. That he says he's no longer having a problem with drug addiction, abuse of drugs. But this is very, very much like the Rapture type stuff. And we've covered this before. There's the sliding prophecy dates. It's a really important part of doomsday cults where you have to keep people going. If you never set a date, people may not follow you because they're like, whatever. Okay, someday, but when? When is the date? So that kind of pushes them to set a date. But then the date comes to pass, and of course, nothing happens. And so they have to set a new date. And you've got to keep people hooked. And it's a very common tactic of these doomsday cults. This is so long ago that I'm having a hard time remembering. It might have been 2012 where the Harold Camping, this was an organization. Let me see if I can actually find it. Harold Camping Prophecy. It was 2011, actually, where Harold Camping, a Christian radio host, said, May 21, 2011 is going to be the date. And we interviewed a woman. I think it was like March or April. And you can find the interview on my YouTube channel. It's incredible to see. And she is just sure that it's going to happen. And when I said, what if it doesn't? She said, if it doesn't, it means I wasn't chosen for heaven or something like that. It didn't happen. Then they pushed the date to October 21st. Apparently, Harold Camping had misread the tea leaves in some way or something like that. Obviously, it didn't happen. We basically never heard from them again. And we tried to get a follow-up interview with the woman who was just sure she was getting raptured on May 21st. We never heard back from her either. This is basically a doomsday cult with Trump's imaginary reinstatement, which is just as unlikely as you think that, I don't know, tomorrow, Jesus will return and people will be raptured and some die and some go to heaven. As unlikely as you believe that is, Trump being reinstated this year is just as unlikely. Now, you could say, well, David, one of these things is sort of like metaphysically impossible, right? Like there's not going to be this rapture. In theory, Trump could be president. Okay, it's almost as unlikely. It is almost as, it's not a physical impossibility, but it is essentially as unlikely that Trump will be reinstated. And the shifting goalposts is a big part of it. And Mike Lindell is doing exactly that.